screen with the presentation?
Yes.
So okay, let's start. So we will cover today Julia, and first we start with the introduction. So here you can see the learning outcomes for this session of today. So first of all, the Julia exercises files can be found here, and there are different paths for the centers. And you can get the exercises, but by copying these folders to your folder of preference. Also, you can download the exercises from this link here, and you can put them in the folder you like. And we have prepared a folder for Rackham and also for Kebnekaise. And these are the paths. You can choose any of them if you are part of a project in one of these machines. And also you can unpack the folders here. So then we can start with Julia and give a short introduction of this language. So Julia is a relatively new programming language. So it was released with the version 1.0 in 2018. And compared to well-known languages such as Fortran, C++, R, and Python, so it offers several features, right? And some of these languages date back to the 70s, for instance. So if you take a look at the the main features of these languages, you see that you can divide them into two classes that are related to productivity, which means fast prototyping or fast deployment. And in this category, you can have languages like R and Python. And if you want to get some performance if your code, which means here fast numerical computation, you can have languages such as Fortran, C++. So, but this created the so-called two-language problem where programmers had to choose between one of these two paradigms, either productivity or performance. And when they wanted to have both, they need to learn a new language, right? To get both of these paradigms. So one drawback of the performance languages, such as Fortran, is that they need to be compiled. So which means that every time that you modify something in your code, you need to recompile them, and this causes some uh, productivity issues. In contrast to that, programs like Python, those don't need to be compiled, but they are interpreted and they can be executed as soon as you type them. So Julia tries to fill this gap between high productivity, yes, here with R and Python, and high performance in this corner here. So Julia try to make this So to fill this gap between these two big paradigms. So there are several features of the Julia language. This is according to the documentation page. And here you can see that Julia offers a good base library uh, that includes most of the basic functions, right? And they are implemented efficiently. So it offers also a good performance, approaching that of the compiled languages, such as C. So it offers some modules, right? And all these modules can be coupled, which is good because in that case you can take features from existing modules and incorporate them in your code to make it more uh, useful. So also it offers a rich language, rich set of types for constructing and describing objects. And also the community in Julia is growing fast. And there are several forums and also uh, uh, resources to learn more about Julia. But there are also some shortcomings of Julia, and because this is a new language, the ecosystem of the packages is not that rich as in the case of R and Python. So some tasks in Julia, for instance, installing modules and plotting, that is not as efficient as in Linux tools, right? And also in compiled languages. So it's more specific if you want to do the previous operation described here, but in parallel mode, that could be very cumbersome. So this is just a personal opinion, yes. So if you want an initial, if you have an initial code version that can be accelerated by using Julia. So an initial version is can be achieved that is performant, right? And you can get some speed up. But if you want to make that highly performant, then you need to learn more concepts in Julia, and that can take a longer time. So the learning curve in Julia is steep, and basically here is the issue. Yes. But for the basic task, Julia can do a good job. So here there are more information about Julia, and this is for our centers. And here there is some material where you can learn more about this programming language. So key points, Julia is a relatively new language, and the purpose is to avoid changing back and forth between high performance and high productivity languages in the different parts, phases of your code development. So Bjorn, you can